So before I begin, I want to preface with I'm aware we're supposed to have 6 people in the audience to give the speech to. Unfortunately, my entire family is out in Florida, and I live an hour and 15 minutes away from campus, and I work a full-time job. So driving there to give the speech in front of other peers really isn't ideal, but just to preface. So my story starts about in 2014 when I was in 5th grade. During this time, I learned a very valuable lesson of you don't always have to put on a brave face, and you are able to express your emotions and to show others how you feel. So for some backstory, I grew up in a very small town where everybody knew everybody. It's always the same families that lived there. People moved out. Very rarely did people move in. So for some context, I met this girl in about 3rd grade. I remember going in my 3rd grade classroom and I knew nobody. These are all people that I have never been in class with before, and I was terrified. Till one day this girl came up to me and asked me to be friends because we had some common interests. Of course, I was so excited. I said yes, and from there we were probably best friends from about 3rd grade to 5th grade. So the story really begins in about 5th grade. Me and her, again, best of friends, many sleepovers, hangouts, we played sports together. We were always together. During this time, I started competitive cheer where I met another girl. Me and her clicked right away because we were on the same team. Our moms became friends. All our entire families knew each other. Everything was well. Unfortunately for the other friend, she didn't like that because I was spending a lot more time with the other friend because of us having practices together. We had games, so a lot of times we would have sleepovers and just carpool. It was just how things began. So she didn't like that. And during this time, I had a lot of personal stuff going on with my family, and especially my father, which was very public knowledge in our town. And as my friendship grew closer with this other girl, the girl did not like it. She didn't understand it. She wasn't used to people not wanting to be her friend. So she informed her mom of what was going on. And I wake up one morning to my mom coming in my room saying that the girl's mother posted multiple comments about me and my family and just things that weren't appropriate to say about a 5th grader. And please mind you, this was one of the families that they had money, they were well known, they were well liked, and so really if you didn't fit into their standard, they didn't like you, you weren't relevant to them in that sense. And that's how I am. I came from a lower middle class family. I do my best. I grew up working with what we had, and I'm very grateful for it. So her mom stated multiple comments about me, my family, talked to other people about me, and from there on, I was upset about it. I remember crying and not going to school, but I returned the next day and just told everybody I was sick, I didn't feel well, and that was that. So I put on a brave face and acted happy and bubbly and moved on with it. So at the end of 5th grade, right, we're moving into 6th grade, so excited. We're all in middle school, and at this time, the girl from my cheer team is one of my best friends. We still haven't strayed from each other because we were still on the same team. And this girl still had an issue with it and still didn't like it. So she started again, but this time because she was older and more vocal, I suppose, she started talking about me more to me personally. And I was like, oh, okay. Trying to act like it didn't bother me, even though it did. We're still young. I don't really know who I am at this point. And I was a little, thrown back. But then she asked if we could be friends again. And during this time, I already knew how she acted. I knew how she treated people. I knew what she wanted. So I said yes, but I played into her role of what she wanted. because I so desperately did not want to risk losing my entire group of friends. Unfortunately, that didn't last. And once we hit 7th grade, that was over with. And it just nothing came about it. And I still was the same way. I put on a brave face. I never cried. I never showed anybody how I felt. It's just how it was. So probably until our sophomore year of high school, she started talking to me again. And I still wasn't into it. I didn't want to be her friend. I moved past that. I had a great group of friends. Did not want anything to do with it. And I told her that out of respect. I was like, I don't want to be your friend. We don't get along. We don't click. It's better for us to just not be. She didn't like that again. So she started saying stuff to me. And at that point, I snapped back. Because I'm older, I understand now things. I have a great group of friends. I'm very confident in myself. I have found myself as a person. And I remember going to school that day and crying, breaking down to my mom. Not because I was upset, more of the fact that it has been years. It has been probably 4, 5, 6 years at that point, and this girl was still attacking me, and I was over it. And at the end, I just kind of remember learning that, it's okay to cry, it's okay to express yourself. If you're mad, you can say something back. If you're upset, you can say something back. You don't always need to put on this brave, happy face to please others or yourself. And that is all. Thank you.